definitely some things I can improve on. It's just an exciting game to play, and just can't wait for more.
What were the things you saw that you'll be working on moving forward?
Just trusting my technique. Playing, just keep playing hard, and everything will kind of fix itself.
Everybody talks about how athletic you are. For you, as part of the process, just kind of refining the technique part of it, along with the natural abilities that you have.
Definitely that. If once I get the technique, mastered and stuff, I think I'll, just have a good career here. So, just excited to keep playing.
Coach Harbaugh seemed very impressed with Charbonnet's pass protection. Is he different as a freshman back?
Yeah, definitely. You can definitely see the kid works extremely hard. There's nights where he'll study that I've seen by himself. He wants to be the best, and to see his hard work, pay off, especially in the pass protection aspect of the game, just extremely impressive. So.
How'd you think Ryan Hayes played in his first start?
Ryan did unbelievable. Really just happy for him. He's such a good kid, and I'm extremely proud of him.
How far has he come, having been a classmate with him and being with him so far?
Yeah, so Ryan came in as a tight end, never being on the offensive line, and to see what he looked like from his first day until Saturday, it's like night and day. It's crazy to see how much he's grown and how much he's learned over just past year, and I just can't wait to see how much he grows even more. So.
What do you feel like you did well, and what do you feel like you need to improve on as the weeks go by here?
Yeah, I definitely I feel like I came out with great energy, came off the ball really well, protected for the most part pretty well. Just got to refine the technique now and just keep playing. So.
What was different than what you expected, having not started a college game before?
Nothing really that I didn't expect. Everybody's nervous to the first play, and I was kind of nervous, but after that play, I just ready to roll. So.
The battle you were in with Stuber throughout the offseason, what do you think you learned from those months of competing that you'll take throughout the rest of this regular season?
Just he pushed me really hard, and I pushed him really hard, and I think the whole offensive line as a whole just kind of pushed each other to be the best we could possibly be. And I think as a whole, the competition that we have in practice just helps us build for better competition throughout. So.
Can you give us something specific that you've learned from the captain on your side of the ball, Ben Rose?
Just, be confident in what you're doing. Ben's a very confident guy, knows what he's doing. And we've been preaching that. Just play with confidence, and you'll never be wrong. Just if you're going to be wrong, do it fast. Come off the ball hard, and that's what he says every day, basically in our room.
As a whole, how do you feel the offensive line graded out? In your own opinion?
Yeah, I think we did really well. First game, we were very prepared. Extremely excited to see what we can do in the future too. This is our first ever game with two redshirt freshmen playing at tackle. So I think that's really interesting that we did really well. But the veteran group of guys in the middle, I think, just helped us a ton. Caesar, Mike, and Ben, and I think sky's the limit for us.
What words of advice did those guys have in the middle have for you guys coming into the game?
Just coming into the game, they just said play confident. Be you. Just do everything you did in practice. We go against a great defensive line every day. Probably one of the most hardest working, defensive lines I've ever seen. And we were ready to go with them. So they prepared us for mostly everything.
Jalen, is there a challenge as an offensive lineman having to be ready for two quarterbacks, the possibility of two quarterbacks playing?
Not really. Dylan can run a little bit better. He's more of a runner, but it's just like blocking for our running backs basically, and he can throw too. So both quarterbacks, you got to be ready for run and pass. So it doesn't really change much.
Talked about Charbonnet. People were wondering, okay, what about the running backs? Did they kind of prove a point a little bit along with you guys?
Yeah, definitely. We knew the whole time, having True, Christian, and Zach, that we were going to have a great running back room, but we were just young. But True is definitely a leader in that room and definitely installs confidence in everybody in that room. And, Zach and Christian, just carried it very well, and they ran hard, and that's all we can ask for.
You mentioned Ryan's physical development. You've had a pretty big physical change since you got here. What can you say about Ben Herbert and those guys and how they got you two redshirt freshmen ready for Saturday?
You know, Coach Herb's an unbelievable guy. Pushes us to the limit, and there's no other guy that I'd rather do it with. He's such an encouraging guy, and he wants the best for you. So if he sees you doing something wrong or taking something off, he'll definitely get on you, and that's what I love about him.
In that vein, how do you feel being, up 40, 50, 60 pounds, whatever it is, since you got here?
I feel like I did before. I mean, pretty smooth, faster, stronger. So I mean, just listen to Coach Herb because he knows what's best. So going with what he says.
How do they do that? I mean, I know it's probably easier for them to answer, but you and Hayes both have added almost 100 pounds since you got here. I guess what does that process look like, different than maybe a typical player?
Coming from high school, not everybody has training facilities like this and opportunities to eat the food we eat here. So I mean, just being with him, being around this program, I mean, it definitely sets us up to be physically in better shape and get stronger. And
Are they putting you on like a different diet though, or making you do things differently with your lifestyle?
no, not really.
Okay.
Not really. It's just kind of naturally. I'm going to be a bigger guy, so it's not hard to add weight.
What do they? I mean, do they pitch it to you? Do they show you NFL players? 'Cause I think that's something that's become a new trend: is converted tight ends or smaller guys becoming tackles.
Not really. I met Taylor Lewan this weekend, and just looked at him, and he was built basically. I know he's stronger, but he looked like Ryan. So you don't got to be, a big slop, out of mess, like out of shape mess. So I mean, I think that's what Coach Herb, prides himself on, is building us to be the biggest and strongest we can be.
Thank you.
What did he tell you?
Who?
Taylor?
Well, he just said had confidence and had fun with the game. He's one of the best in the NFL right now, and to hear that coming from him, that he still, just goes out there and has fun is really insightful from him.